Okay, in this video we're going to talk about more about arrays, but in specific parallel of arrays, right? So I'm actually going to put that up here, parallel arrays, right? So parallel arrays are not something specific to Java. There's nothing that you're going to tell your Java program that you're using parallel arrays. Parallel arrays is just a concept that we talk about in computer science. So what does that mean? Let's declare two arrays, int student, or sorry, not int, string student names, right? And we'll give it some names. Bob, Tim, Jane, Sally. Okay, so we'll give it 4 names, right? Okay, and then let's have an integer array called grades. And we'll give it 4 grades, right? 100, 99, 100, and 85, right? Okay. And these two arrays we are going to consider to be parallel arrays. And here's why they're parallel arrays. We assume that the 0th index of student names, Bob, relates to the 0th index of the grade array, 100, which means Bob's grade is 100. We assume that the element 2, which is the 3rd element, index 2, Jane, has a score of index 2 grades, which is 100. So we consider these arrays parallel arrays, right? So if I were going to print out information from these arrays, I would be able to say, for int I equals 0, I is less than student names dot length, I plus plus, right? Okay, and I could say, I don't know, let's see, I could say student names bracket I, right? And I'm going to put plus, and I'll put Bob scored a grade of, and then plus grades bracket I. And the reason I can do this is because I know that student name sub 0 and grades sub 0 are linked conceptually, not linked by Java, right? There's nothing that says they're linked, but I know that these are considered parallel arrays. So I know when I'm printing out student names sub 3 that Sally's grade is linked to grades sub 3, which is this 85. So it gives me the ability to know that the locations of the data are the same in both arrays. So if I run this, I get Bob scored a grade of 100, Tim scored a grade of 99, right? Because they are linked conceptually. So this is what we mean by parallel arrays. And we could do the same. We could go further. We could say int student number, right, equals, and I could have values in here, and this and that. And now all 3 of these arrays are considered parallel arrays because I'm telling you they are. That's the only thing. There's nothing, you don't put something in front of this that says parallel array or parallel array. You just know when you're writing your code that these 3 arrays, student names, grades, and student numbers, are linked in the sense that you're always going to be sure that the second entry in student names, the second entry in grades, and the second entry in student number are all associated, right? That's what makes them parallel arrays.